The shadow of death has lain across Acapulco for years. The former tourist hotspot has one of the highest murder rates in the world. And behind the military patrols, police sirens and daily crime scenes live a townspeople struggling with fear and grief. Last year, Francisco's wife was caught in the midst of a gang shootout and killed. Now he's raising their 4 children alone. We hid his identity. Speaking out here is dangerous.
Extraño mucho a mi esposa. Me he dado cuenta que me llega el dolor, la tristeza, pero yo mismo me animo.
A decade and more than 120,000 victims into the drug war, there's still no federal program dedicated to psychological support for the families left behind. In Acapulco, an NGO, Doctors Without Borders, is filling that gap. Their team of community workers and psychologists go to churches, community centres, basketball courts, anywhere people gather to train them to support each other.
The violence gets to such a level that the social fabric is destroyed. People don't trust their neighbours, and little by little things deteriorate.
Those suffering particularly painful experiences, like Francisco, can meet one-on-one with psychologists. Doctors Without Borders are also training teachers to recognise children traumatised by violence or sexual abuse. The aim is to convince the government that programmes like this are needed on a national scale. Mexico's put huge amounts of money and manpower into combating organised crime. In comparison, very little has been dedicated to treating traumatised victims. And according to psychologists, that shows a real lack of foresight, because those affected by violence, if not attended to, are much more likely to repeat the cycle. That's the worst nightmare of parents like Francisco trying to protect the next generation.
Las vidas de esas personas no tienden pues a dar resultados buenos, no positivos, no. Puede hacer que los niños.
Experts say it could take decades for the wounds of a society grown used to violence to heal. The worry is that without intervention, that process will struggle to even begin. Holman, Jazeera, Acapulco.